Welcome to Genius Kiddies channel. My name is Temitope. I want to encourage you to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can watch educative, informative, and well-explained teachings. Thank you. Today we'll be looking at time telling. Time telling, we want to learn how to tell the time. There are some basic things we should know, some of which are the typical clock has 3 hands. We have the long hand. It's always the longest, and it's also called the minute hand. We also have the short hand, which is called the hour hand, and the second hand. This second hand is the hand that counts the seconds, and like we know, 60 seconds make 1 minute. It is when this second hand has moved round the clock 60, counting 60 before 1 minute, this long hand can move. Then 60 minutes make 1 hour. This minute hand will have moved round the clock from 12 down to 12 back before an hour can be taken. So you also need to know that the face of the clock can be divided into 2. And if it is divided into 2, we call this half, and this is also half. In this case, this side is what? Past. Half past or after. And this side is what? To or before. It can also be divided into 4. We call this quarter. Quarter. So having known this, you also need to know that in between 2 numbers on the typical clock, we have 5 minutes. We have what? 5 minutes. So in between 12 and 1, we have 5 minutes. That's why you see what I've done here. This is just to represent the minutes. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. Instead of going to 60, of course, it's starting back 0, 0. Why? Because there's nothing called 60 on the in our time. That's why I'm writing 0, 0. Like for instance, if it's 12 o'clock, you will not write 12:60. You will write what? 12:00. All right. That being said, then we need to know, start from the scratch. When the long hand, watch out for where the long hand is. This is our dial. When the long hand is on 12, that's where we start from. Then the short hand that tells the time, watch out for where it is. The long hand is pointing at 3. In this case, we say the time is 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. Why? Because the long hand is on 12 and the short hand is on 3. Then if the short hand is now on 8, we say what? 8 o'clock. You either write it this way, this is analog, or you write it this way. 3 o'clock is written this way. 3, you can see this 3 o'clock. This is what? 8 o'clock. That is how to get it. So if it is on 10, it will be what? 10:00 o'clock. That is when it comes to o'clock time. Now we are going to check when the long hand is on 6. I mentioned to you that the clock can be divided into 2 equal parts. So this side is half. So half. Now if it is half, then the short hand will be at the middle of 2 numbers. At the middle of 2 numbers, in this case, the short hand that tells the time, which number will now be the time. It will be the smaller number. That's the rule. In literary term, the time was initially 2 o'clock, and the minute hand started moving from here till it got to 6. It started from 5, 10, 15, like that. So in this case, you say the time is what? 2:30. Can you see it? 2 here, 30. So that is 30 minutes after 2, or you say 2:30. Okay, if the shorthand now is in between 9 and 10, I told you something, the smaller hand take it. So what will be my time? My time will be what? 9:30. The long hand is still on 6. 9:30 or 9:30. Okay, you're going to look at this yourself and tell me the time. What time is this? The short hand is in between 11 and 12. What will be my time? It's going to be what? Yes, 11:30. Why? Because you can see the smaller number here is 11. Between 11 and 12 is what? 11. So 11:30. That's all. If I'm having it in between 7 and 8, what will be my time? It's going to be what? The smaller number is 7. It's going to be 7:30 or 7:30. Okay, that being said, then we need to do what? We need to check when the long hand is no more on 6. The long hand is now on 3. When the long hand is on 3, then the short hand is at the middle. Always it will be at the middle of 2 numbers. Again, in this case, the long hand is the short hand is in between 1 and 2. When it's in between 1 and 2, what will be the time? The time in this case will be what? I told you, you will say 1 what? 15. That is digital. The smaller number will take it. You will not say 2. You say 1, and the long hand is on 15, which is 3. This is 1:15. And you remember I told you can divide the clock into 4 equal parts. So this is quarter. So it can also be called 1:15. So 1:15 or 1:15. Now in this case, when the short hand decides to be in between 8 and 9, what will be the time? It's going to be what? The smaller number will take is going to be what? 8:15 or what? 8:15. I believe you understand. The another one is if the smaller number is now in between 6 and 7. What will be my time? The time will be what? 6:15. You know why it is 6? You will not say 7. So it's going to be 6. And of course, I've showed you 15. That is talking about digital clock, or you say 6:15. Okay, we'll be looking at when the long hand is no more on 3. Now the long hand is on 9. We have done when the long hand is on 12. That's o'clock. When it's on 3. When it's on 6. Now it's now on 9. It's still quarter. I told this part is what? Past. While this side is 2. Okay, the short hand is in between what? 2 numbers. What will be the time this time round? So the short hand is in between 7 and 8. When it is 2, it's going to. I told you initially that the smaller number will take it, but in this case, this is going to be what? 7:45. Can you see it? And if it is digital, if it is analog, it's going to be what? It's going to be what? Quarter. This is quarter to 8. It's going to 8. It's not going to 7. So digital is 7:45. 7:45. And if it is analog, quarter to 8. Now the short hand is in between 11 and 12. is going to be what? 11:45 or what? 11:45. So I believe you understand